Should've come with me, man.
I was on a hike, dude.
It's too bad. Maddie's working today.
Oh, shut up. I'll see you at home.
Summer's End became one of the most ambitious short films that we've ever made. Mainly because it was made in less than a week by only 3 people. A friend of ours was putting together a private film festival, and we wanted to bring something to the table that had the congruity style, but was still something new and exciting and just different from our usual superpowers and secret agents. Noah and I usually have these brainstorming sessions where we watch YouTube, we listen to music, play video games, and then in between the hours of about 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. is when we actually start to get productive and come up with film ideas. And 90% of the time, our best ideas come in that time period. We were trying to think of something new to do, and we came up with the idea of a natural disaster film about meteors. And so from there, we started writing on September 4th, 2021.
Oh, shut up. I'll see you. Sorry, that was stupid.
The script went through about 2 renditions until it was finished, and then all we needed to do was plan the film shoots. But before we could get to film, I got COVID. That put me in quarantine from October 9th until October 30th. And then Noah started a new job November 1st, and guess what? We still had a deadline, which was November 20th. So I panicked a lot during quarantine, trying to figure out a way of getting this film done. Today is November 7th, and we are filming basically the entire film today. A lot of our schedules haven't been lining up right now, so today is the only available day that I have and that Noah has, and it's going to be fun and stressful because we gotta film an entire short film in the afternoon today.
You're the money, not the money shot.
What do we got here, Elijah?
New equipment.
When we were filming the part where he walks to his car, the sun was directly behind him, which made the sky completely blown out and him super dark. And usually, in that type of situation, you would need to use a bounce board. So I asked my friend Sedona if she had any type of white sheet or material in her car. She didn't, but what she did have was one of those reflectors that you put in your windshield so the sun blocks out instead of, heating up your car. And surprisingly enough, that worked perfectly for what we needed.
Dude, this looks so good. This, camera quality and everything. I'm so glad I found the bounce board too. I'm so glad you have that.
Now for the car scene, this is the first time we had ever shot a car or any type of driving scenes. So what I did is I sat in the back seat of Sedona's car as she drove alongside Noah's. I had the window down and my camera set up on a pillow to reduce camera shake, and I was able to film him through there. And then any of the other scenes where it was inside the car, I was either sitting in the passenger seat or the back seat filming him there. When filming any type of car scene, you want to be extremely careful because it can be really dangerous. You're filming with cars. So for us, we chose a street that had barely any through traffic, not a lot of people walking on it, and we made sure that there was nobody walking when we were filming or driving down the road because that would have been extremely dangerous. And although it looks like we were going fast, we were only maxing out at about 20 miles per hour. So we made sure to do everything as safe as possible without putting ourselves or anyone outside the vehicles in harm's way. After that, we moved on to my opening scenes, which we filmed at a pizzeria right down the street. Now this entire film, we used the Rode Wireless Go and a Rode Lav mic, which was taped directly to our chest to get close and clear audio. And we were extremely impressed at how really clear the audio did come out. Rode, please sponsor us because we love you.
Is that stupid?
No, I don't think so.
By this point, the sound was getting really low and I was getting really nervous because we still had an entire, much larger scene to film after that. So we quickly wrapped it up and moved on to the final scene. The final scene we filmed was where Carson and Levi met up with each other after the disaster. And this was a very emotionally driven scene, and before any shooting began way back at the start, Noah and I had a very specific vision of how we wanted this scene to go. And this was the first time we ever had special effects makeup done in any of our films, and Sedona did an amazing job. She gave us bruises, it made our faces dirty, and Noah did a lot of the cuts, and in the end we looked pretty beat up.
Ah, that's very
He looked great. You look great. Oh, that's great.
perfect.
Good job.
Perfect.
Yeah. There's like a red spot. You should see that she already kind of put.
After only 3 hours of filming, we were able to get the entire film done.
That's a wrap. Yeah, done did it. Thank you. No, we made it actually perfect. I'm gonna put it in the edit tonight. Pray that it works.
But the film wasn't done yet. There was still a lot of editing to do and a deadline that was coming up very fast. During my COVID quarantine, I made sure to get as much as possible done in the edit before I had any of the footage, which meant grabbing the music, which I grabbed from two-way, putting some titles in, and then I did some practice visual effects on the meteors so that once I got the footage, I wouldn't have to figure out how to make them. I already knew how to do it and I could be as efficient as possible in my editing process. After the film shoot, I went straight home to start working on it, and by the end of the night, which was about 12 a.m., I had the poster done and a rough cut pulled together. And then over the next few days, I worked on the meteor visuals. Now, if you want a more in-depth explanation of how I made the meteors, let me know and I'll cover that in another video, but for now, I'll keep it short so I don't bore you to death. All I did was use an After Effects particle simulator, some glow, some smoke effects, sparks, dust hits in certain shots, and boom, you have a meteor. It wasn't as simple as that, but you get the point. But I did run into a pretty big problem in the edit. All of the shots that had the sky in them, the sky was completely blown out, so it was basically just a bright white background, and my assets of the meteor would just blend in completely invisibly and you wouldn't be able to see it at all. So because of this, every single shot you see of the sky had a sky replacement. I added clouds, a little more depth and detail, and personally I really like doing that. I'm glad that I had to because it made it look 10 times better, personally in my opinion. To finish up the film, I cleaned up the edit, added the sound effects, and after only 4 days of work, the film was completed and submitted to the film festival. Films, this one honestly had the best turnout. Our little YouTube box office exploded and I believe we got over 100 views in 24 hours. We did get some interesting feedback from it. 90% of the people that saw it thought it was a trailer, and others said we take this as a trailer and we expect a longer version. And we said okay, so I'm happy to tell you that we are in the production of a much longer version of Summer's End that takes place in the same universe, same characters, but has a little more backstory and longer continuation of the story as well. But that's all for today. Before I go, I wanted to let you know that we're affiliated with Adobe, and Adobe has a really cool Cyber Monday sale going on right now. It's a special sale where you can get 40% off the first year of your Creative Cloud subscription. Now this means that you can get the entire Creative Cloud suite for only $29.99 instead of $52.99. If you ask me, that's a really great deal. This includes Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, Photoshop, Lightroom, and so many more applications for professionals and creators alike. But this sale ends on December 3rd, 2021, so make sure you click the links down below to start saving and to keep creating. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you keep it simple and stay creative.
I looked at the camera. I was like an idiot. Speak, child.
I am here. Behold my excellence.
Ah, it's locked.